I think if we learned one thing last year, then try to be flexible. Try to read signs early and don't be scared to adjust once you understand. I think I've seen too many businesses sticking to a game plan for too long until it was too late.
It's the simple notion and formula of staying agile and nimble. And I don't mean that in a way of, agile principles, Scrum, etc. That can help. But I mean that in a way that your organization must stay lean and must stay, in that respect, straight, so that when things happen, just like we saw in the last years, you can react and are agile and reactive. And that's not easy, especially if a company grows and becomes more mature. Staying agile is very, very difficult, but I think will be the key, that agile muscle for the future to come.
Cash. So it's about the profitability side, but you really don't invest everything into growth. Make sure that you're making money. And if you can't make money in a business segment, you probably shouldn't be in that segment. Cash is always the way to protect yourself for bumpy times.
I would start right now ramping up my AI knowledge inside the company, conserve this knowledge so that over different people in the company you have then the knowledge, whatever you use, if it's Confluence, own systems and so on, and start automating more so that you can be more efficient in whatever you do, so you have the free resources you might need in the next 12 months.
Be flexible. Be agile as much as you can, and this is also why I say look into collaborations, or maybe especially at the beginning when you cannot invest that much, you have partners who help you grow, and in case the market gets smaller, then you can adapt on that, have the right supply chain solutions. Shipping is becoming more and more of a thing. How do you charge that? And how do you react when a supply chain is not working the way you want it? So looking more for regional trusted partners as well, and have more options and be more flexible is the way to go.
The best tactic actually to address crises is to be agile and flexible. Let me give you an example. At fischerAppelt, we did a marketing campaign for a region where they had an employer branding. They wanted people to come to the region to work. Yeah, it was prior to COVID, and then one day to the other, it didn't work anymore. And we were always looking to have super flexible deals. So whenever we do advertising campaign, we do them programmatically, so we can literally change within minutes the creatives, scale it up, scale it down. So what we did within a few hours, we changed the advertisings away from come to work here, but work for one of our companies and do it from wherever you are, which still solved the problem in the region to get all the employers, but we could adapt to this external effect of this crisis literally within hours. This was done, and this is really it. Stay flexible so that you can modify your budgets, either increase if you say we can profit from this crisis, or decrease it when you say, well, we kind of need now to be a little bit lower, and not have it like a quarterly plan and be forced into it, which is still quite common, yeah? So, yeah, that's why at fischerAppelt we have those super agile budgets where we have really this flexibility, because we say you need to have this in these days.
Well, we learned from the past that you can't prepare every crisis and every risk that will come up. So nobody expected to have a pandemic situation. Your business has to be flexible in these situations. You can prepare for some of them, but not for such an event like the pandemic crisis in the past year. And then you have to be flexible. You have to adapt to the market, to your competitors and the clients. So, and then you're able to sustain and be there, maintain, be there in the future.
I think it's important to have lean processes, to have a kind of automation when it comes to processes. I would also say that the supply chain should not just rely on, let's say, a big delivery from China. Maybe you can also produce your products in Europe, where the ways are much shorter, and you can get your products even if there's a crisis in China, what we have seen with COVID. So this is where I would say to have a differentiation between your supply chain can be a success factor, as well as to make sure that you can, when it comes to a crisis, that you are quite fast by adapting to this, also to change maybe your marketing, to change your approach. And I think as long as you are fast enough to adapt to this crisis, then you will for sure succeed.
You need to have a plan. You need to be able to have people as well that are ready for in case of emergency. That means, for example, someone that can deal with additional issues on top of their job, so that they are ready to respond as well, depending on like the supply or the customer service, because you need to stay transparent as well with the customer, so they know what's going on and what they can expect. Again, with this customer experience, you need to be transparent as well to your staff, so then they can know what's going on and they can do their job the best way possible. And you need to have a plan for remote working as well, because that's what we've seen. And I think it's actually quite good to be already hybrid, and then like this is a lot easier to switch into the full remote when needed.
Once you have this kind of very unexpected crisis, you need to know everything about what's happening there, right? And the sooner you can get it, the best it's gonna be for your business. We had a lot of experience with some of our biggest customers like Carrefour or guys like that, where absolutely we suddenly seen that 100% of their business were suddenly going online when they were actually probably half or half on offline and online, and they had to react and they had to know what's happening on the business. And for example, they were super successful on the click and collect. That was absolutely key, thanks to foxintelligence, in order to actually making sure that they can actually provide the best services for their customers.
Yeah, that is a very relevant question in these days, because we have a very high degree of uncertainty, and what you need to do is you need to create some kind of technical setup that will help you to monitor your performance day by day. And today we have a lot of software as a service solutions to do that, to connect the different areas of your business and put everything together to have a very high level look on everything. And you need to know all your data and numbers. There is no space anymore for just letting things happen. It's very important to focus on essential metrics for your business. That depends a bit on your vertical, but I can highly recommend to understand all your data and all your numbers. Doesn't matter if you work in marketing or in finance or whatever area, so everyone has to understand that.